Welcome to Shedding the Shame. I'm your host, Tami Wong. This is where women stop whispering about the hard things. No performing, no fixing, no pretending we're fine. Just honest conversations about what we've carried, what it cost us, and how we rebuilt. You don't need a perfect story. You just need the courage to tell the truth. You are not broken. You are not dramatic. And you are not alone. Let's shed the shame. Hey, everybody. In honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, I decided to come to you with a solo episode today to talk about my latest therapy journey. I think we've come a long way in society now with therapy being very accepted and very talked about. But I know even in circles that I am in, and some people I'm very close to, they've never gone to therapy. And they don't see the reason for it. They don't see the importance for it. And for me, therapy has been transformative. I can't even begin to quantify how instrumental therapy has been in my healing from a lot of hard things in my life. And I shudder to think the person I would be without having gone through years of therapy. And it's definitely an ongoing process. I mean, I just turned 45. I have been in therapy since I was like 28, maybe 27. And I wish I had started earlier, honestly. I'm still working through patterns and triggers, some that are very deep and that have taken me years of therapy to even uncover what's truly going on. So I'm currently going through EMDR. I just did my, fourth session, I believe, last week. And if you don't know what EMDR is, it stands for Eye Movement Desensitization and Reprocessing Therapy. I had to bring that up to make sure I said it correctly. So it is really shown to be effective for people who are dealing with PTSD, CPTSD, which is something I have been diagnosed with. And it really works on processing your traumatic, painful memories, desensitizing you to those memories by substituting positive things into those memories and reprocessing them to replace negative self-defeating beliefs and transform them into more positive, adaptive beliefs. It's really hard to understand if you've never done it. It's hard to even explain how it works, but it does. I mean, I really feel a difference in only a couple of sessions of processing. And there's a lot of work that goes into it before you even start the processing of the memories. You know, you have to build safe containers and calming mechanisms and things so that if you do get triggered in a memory, you're able to come down from that. And you need to go to a really specialized, highly trained therapist who knows what they're doing. Is it's really, it's really sensitive work. It's not easy. My sessions are 2 hours long. It's exhausting. I don't want to go. Honestly, the day of, I'm not really looking forward to it because I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to force me to focus on a memory that is painful, that is triggering, that makes me sad, and to really work through it in depth. But I have such a compassionate therapist. I really, really like her. She's incredibly validating. She's just very good at what she does and has made a safe space. And so at the end of those 2 hours, when I come out of the session, I do feel better. I do feel relief. I feel exhausted. After every session, I've slept like a rock that night. I think because my just mind and body is so depleted emotionally. And it's not easy to do this work week after week after week. It not only is hard in the moment, but it definitely brings things to the surface. You could have more memories come up as a result. You could have dreams about things. It definitely has made me feel more raw and emotional over the past month, more easily like triggered to feeling like I want to cry and feeling losses pretty deeply, but at the same time, knowing that I'm making way for healthier things to come into my life. But last night, for example, it brought a dream. And I have a common theme of dreams that I have. And I wouldn't call them dreams, actually. They're not nightmares, but they're not good dreams. They're definitely bad and unsettling. And I always wake up with just a pit in my stomach and a feeling of just wanting to cry and feeling really abandoned, because these dreams are about me being abandoned, and by people I love, by friends who have left me, by parents who have left me in emotional ways. I've had dreams that my husband has left me, which is not true, but it is a fear, because when you've been abandoned by people that you love, either physically or emotionally, multiple times in your life, that sticks with you. It damages you. It hurts the very core of our being that wants to be loved unconditionally and belong. And that's been broken in me multiple times. So it is a deep wound that I carry. And it's the reason I went to EMDR this year, because I've lived with it for so many years and it's caused so much pain. And I really want to heal it as much as I can. And I don't know if it will ever fully be healed, but damn it, I'm going to try. And I'm trying. But yeah, this dream last night was of a friend who did abandon me a year and a half ago. And it was her doing it again. And my parents were in it, and I was running from them. And so waking up to having both of those dynamics of the fear of running from my parents and the abandonment from someone I loved. Not the best way to start my day. But I was glad that today I had actually set aside the day for self-care. I have been working really hard, and I have not given myself a lot of time to feel all of these emotions that have been coming up. In addition to the therapy work I'm doing, I found out that a neighborhood friend of mine passed away recently. And that has hit me really hard because she is my age and she was a friend and someone I cared about and someone who was in my home a lot. And looking around my home now and picturing her and knowing she's no longer here has been a hard pill to swallow. And it feels very unfair. She died of cancer. Just a wonderful, wonderful person. And it just has made me reflect even more on my life, where I've come from, where I want to go, knowing how short life is, and these reminders I keep getting about how short life is. I really want to make the most of mine, and I want to no longer worry about holding myself back from telling how I really feel to anyone who I'm in contact with. If you're someone who's a part of my life in any significant way, you might notice a change in me. I mean, I've always been pretty vulnerable and transparent, but I've also still had that people-pleasing part of me, that perfectionist part of me that wants people to like me, that wants to belong. And what I've learned over the past, my life, but especially over the past few years with this friend that left me behind when I didn't expect it is that I can be as perfect as I want, as I can try to be. And it's still not going to be enough for some people. And that doesn't mean there's something wrong with me. It means that relationship wasn't right for me. And it's been a hard lesson to learn. It's been a heartbreaking lesson to learn. But it's also, man, I think of the growth I've had in the past year and a half since that happened to me. The people that have come into my life, the connections I've made, my family, how lucky I am. And I truly believe that relationship was supposed to end to allow me to make more space in my life for other people and other things that deserved it more. So, yeah, I think it's a combination of this therapy and turning 45 and just giving way less fucks. That is my motto for this year, by the way, is give less fucks and have more fun as a 45-year-old. I have just lived too many years of my life being the good girl, doing things to make everybody else happy, staying quiet to keep the peace, not saying what I'm really feeling because I'm afraid it's going to, make someone leave me. And I think that era is done. And I'm happy to see it go because it doesn't serve me. It doesn't make me happy. It doesn't open me up for the things I'm meant to be. And it's time to, really come into my own. And so that may mean that other relationships that I love and cherish don't move forward because another person may not like this new version of me. And I have to trust that that's the right thing. Because if I'm not being true to myself, what's the point of life, What example am I leaving for my daughters if I'm keeping myself small to make other people happy? And I think through all the things that I've been through in my life. And I've been through too much and I've come too far to stop now. I'm an incredibly resilient person. And I don't quite know how I have gotten through all the things I've gotten through in my life and not been, I don't even think more damaged is the word because I am damaged, absolutely, internally. But I, didn't develop an addiction. I didn't end up marrying an abusive person. Have been able to mother in a very different way than I was mothered. And when people ask me how I've done that, I don't know if I know the exact reason. I think it was a combination of determination, resilience, having enough good people in my life in even small ways growing up that left an impression that I mattered. Definitely the friends I have made throughout my life have been incredibly, incredibly important to me. And those that have been in my life 10, 15, 20, 30 years are absolutely my family. They're not just a friend. They have seen me at my worst. They have been there when I've cried, which I don't cry in front of people very often because it's a vulnerable thing. And I was taught as a young child that that was not accepted or supported. So Yeah, I wanted to come on here today and speak really honestly about my mental health and the struggles I've had, because I know a lot of people are going through that, especially right now when the world feels like it's on fire. And I just wanted you to know, if that's you, that you are not the only one going through it. That even when you see people on social media who their reels look like everything is great, they're dealing with a lot behind the scenes. And I try to be really real about that on my stories and the things that I post, because I never want someone to look at my life and go, oh, everything's perfect. Why can't it be like that for me? I don't want to perpetuate this harmful standard that we should all be okay all the time. Life is hard. Life is really hard sometimes, and we're all doing our best. So, yeah, I'll continue to talk about therapy once in a while if I feel like something comes up that could be helpful to other people. But I just wanted to be open about the fact that I go to therapy regularly. It hasn't solved everything. It's solved a lot. But, when you go to therapy, you have to be really willing to put in a lot of work yourself. And your therapist is not going to fix it for you. They're there to facilitate a session and to be a safe space to hold what you're bringing in and to try to help, but they can't fix you. And just because you're going to therapy doesn't mean you need to be fixed or there's something wrong either. For me, it's not about fixing me. I don't think I'm broken anymore. I used to think I was broken for a long time. And I have rebuilt myself in ways I am really proud of and become the person that I wanted to be. And there's still pain to work through. And it's okay, because I'm going to keep working on it because it's important to me. And one of the best things I've been able to discover about myself in the past few months is my ability to be silly again. I wasn't allowed to be silly growing up. And I'm a deeply silly, funny, sarcastic person. I think my husband's one of the few people that sees that fully in me. I think a lot of people, even my close friends, there's only a couple that really have seen that in me. I told my husband this the other day. He goes, "Why aren't you like this all the time? I love this version of you." And I said, well, it's because loose Tami wasn't loved Tami. That's what came out of my mouth. And it's true. If I was goofy and silly and making jokes and sarcastic, that was shut down when I was growing up. And then I learned quickly that I needed to be perfect. I needed to make everybody happy. I needed to be quiet, follow the rules, and create this perfect image of who I was, who my family was. And I did a really good job at that for a long time, but it killed that silly, childlike version of me. And I am fucking clawing to get her back right now, because I like that part of me. I like the version of me that makes silly voices and faces and laughs with my kids and jokes with my husband and makes him laugh till he's crying. I like the part of me that dances around with my kids. I like the part of me that has deeply dark humor that only a few people can really appreciate. And I feel really free and happy when I let myself be that. But it's hard to get to that point to let myself be there, because it wasn't safe for me to do that most of my life. So yeah, my goals for this year: give less fucks, have more fun, and let myself be silly. Because life is too short to be serious all the time, guys. We all deserve to let loose and have some fun. Be with people that make us feel safe. And just let them see all of us. I think that's what life is about. Yeah, I had no idea what I was going to talk about today. That's what came out. I think that's what I want to end on. So, this Mental Health Awareness Month, I hope you're all taking care of yourself. I know it's hard to fit that in our busy lives, but even if you can take a few hours, go for a walk in nature, journal, get yourself your favorite cup of coffee, like I did today. Talk to somebody. Just get it out so it doesn't hold power over you, whatever it is that's hurting right now. Because you deserve to let it go. All right, everybody. Be well. Talk soon. Thank you for being here and for listening to another powerful conversation on shedding the shame. If something in today's episode resonated with you, I want you to sit with that. Let it land. Let it remind you that whatever you're carrying, you don't have to carry it quietly. Shame survives in silence. Healing begins when we speak. If this episode moved you, share it with a woman who needs to hear it. Start the conversation. Send the text. Have the brave talk. And if you're ready to stop whispering about your own story, keep coming back. These conversations are just getting started. Until next time, keep telling the truth, keep taking up space, and keep shedding the shame.